Bring them in. Bring them in. The Week 8 edition of the Cash Process. I'm your host, Ben Hostler. I am joined today not by Anthony Carson. I'm joined by Sam Sherman, the brain behind our NFL projections on the website. AC is traveling, so he got booted off the show this week. We're bringing in Sam. Coming off another great week. You guys are probably getting sick of us coming on here. I feel like sometimes the people of YouTube, they like when we come on here and we are tilting because we stink. But another great week.
I have some tilt.
Yeah. Sam will have some tilt, but for me, it was a great week. 6-1 now on DraftKings cash games. I know not everyone plays cash games. Most of the people that watch this show, I'm assuming, play cash games because that's the point of the show. Not everyone does. At the end of the day, DFS is supposed to be fun. So, if you don't want to play cash games, I'm not going to tell you should. But if you do play cash games, I would recommend getting a subscription to our website to see what I'm playing on Sundays, see what AC's playing on Sundays. I'm 6-1 on DraftKings, 5-2 on FanDuel. AC is somehow 7-0 on FanDuel.
So annoying.
Yeah, really good start for him. This is our best start ever, I think, for NFL. The Discord's been booming. It's really fun on Sundays, and I'm feeling pretty dialed in, to be honest. The Bears just traded Robert Quinn to the Eagles. So, look, all I know is the Eagles to win the Super Bowl was the second future I put in this past summer. I bet the Niners, the Chargers, the Eagles, and then I added Minnesota. So that's my futures right now. Anyways, back onto the topic here, though. It's been a great start. Check out the website, dfskarma.com/NFL if you want access, or you can go to dfskarma.com/chat if you just want to get in the Discord, which is free. And then, as always, shout out to our sponsors, OwnersBox Fantasy. You can see on the sidebar there. Head to ownersbox.online. Promo code KARMA gets you that $500 deposit match. It gets you a free DFS entry. Sam and I normally build a lineup for their DFS contest on Sunday mornings when we do the stream. So head over there. Check them out. It was a fantastic week for me, Sam. It wasn't. It's not as good of a week for you. So how did your week 7 go before we dive into this week 8 picks?
Yeah, I mean, I guess given this is a cash show, I will start with it's like always shocking me. So okay, I was going back and forth with a couple guys in Discord and you and Matt on our text, and it's like at that ownership last week of Josh Jacobs, like the price was clearly wrong. Obviously, he was a smash cash play, but I just want to make one tournament note that in tournaments, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could go on a longer rant than this. That is like never an optimal play in tournaments if you're going like for first place. But to that point, it's like shocking to me, Ben. I'm not sure if you checked this, but like when you check in like the big double up, like $25 something, it's like ridiculous when you'll see Josh Jacobs is like 70% owned. And I'm like, who were the better plays that the 30% of people who didn't play him like had?
Yeah,
And my point of
he was
that
even
is like
lower on
there's
FanDuel
still
too.
no, like there's still an edge in these things, and people Adam Levitan says this all the time, but it's so true, but like prove it weeks where it's like we definitely assume that people make the right decisions or like the obvious ones, but they just don't. I mean, Ben, we were talking about head to heads, and
Yeah,
so
I was gonna bring
I think
that
that's
up.
an important point to be able to separate the tournaments and cash, but like it's just amazing to me that there are people like with literally the best play on the board where even if he got injured in the first play, it wouldn't have mattered, but people still didn't play him. It's remarkable.
Yeah, when I was reviewing on Monday, like this past week, and the contest and stuff, and I'll go in and I'll see what other people played and all that stuff. I just continue to notice that I do think the biggest edge is these like low dollar head to heads. I mean, it's insane
People have
some of
no
these
idea what they're
teams
doing,
that
dude.
you're playing
Yeah.
against. So I made a note in our Discord this week. If you guys are just watching this and you're not in our Discord, I do think you should be. I think you should be playing these head to heads at the lower dollar levels. But yeah, it was a great week. Hopefully you guys sign up, come into the Discord at least, see what we're all about. It's been a great start to the season. We're gonna talk quickly about the week 8 slate here. So this is a little bit different because we're doing this on Wednesday as opposed to Tuesday. So we have a little bit more information than we normally do. But at quarterback, I think for cash games, it's going to be very, very clear on DraftKings. You were playing Sam Ellinger. He's 4K. I don't know when the last time we had a 4K quarterback was. I know Justin Fields, when he made his first start, I think it was against the Browns. He was very, very cheap, and he sucked like very badly. Like I think he scored, I can't remember, but it was not good. That could definitely happen to Sam Ellinger. Like he could score 5 DraftKings points, and I
Totally.
would not be shocked at all. But if he was 5,000, 5,500, I wouldn't be playing him. 4,000, I think you have to play him. He's going to project, I think, what would you say? I don't know if you have your projections up. I think he's going to project at least like 15, 16 DK points.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have him projected for about right on. Yeah, like 16 points right now,
Look at that.
just because they're rushing.
We don't even
They're
need the
too sharp.
projections. Yeah, we just have
I'll just
have my
log
brain.
off. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, he runs a lot, and he's 4K. So I think cash games you play him. I probably won't play any in tournaments. Quickly, I like. I mean, I don't think we need to have a discussion because I think he's going to be chalky, and I think most people are going to play him. But for tournaments, I mean, what Jalen Hurts obviously at
hmm
83. I think there'll be some ownership on that Minnesota Arizona game as well, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a weird one. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, would you play? Would you, if you weren't playing Ellinger, would you just go up to Hurts or no?
Um,
Like, I'm curious. Like, if not him, like who else? Like, I mean,
so this is a weird week because you and I were just kind of talking about it before we started, but there's a lot of really strong plays at running back and receiver. I feel like,
they're all expensive.
yeah, I feel like the past few weeks, it's kind of been like, here's the spend ups and find like one or two value plays so you can put them in. And I don't think that's really the case this week. I think that there's several options at each position that you can make the case for. So I don't think, I mean, obviously Hurts is the best play and I'd like to get up to him, but given the roster construction on this slate and once again the lack of value at receiver, I'm not sure if I would play Hurts in cash.
hmm
But I don't know. I don't have to deal with it because I'm just going to play Sam Ellinger. I'm 99% sure. So luckily I
Yeah.
won't have to deal with it. But yeah, real quick, Sam, tournaments, like who sticks out early for you?
For me, it would be I don't know. He did look. Kyler just did last year and this year. Once it's only one game. Just like when DeAndre Hopkins in the lineup, he looks so much more competent. I think with how this pricing tier is the QB, where you have Hurts is 83, Kyler 75, then a big drop off to the 6K range. I just don't see Kyler being owned at all because he's kind of sucked. Cliff Kingsbury's an idiot, and because Hurts is just right there. So I think he's interesting. Dak and Mike McCarthy killed me last week, but that'll be low owned, so I'm tempted to go back to that. And then I don't know, Ben, if like for the first time in like 6 weeks, if Geno Smith cannot be chalk for once, I actually will play the Seattle passing attack because I still don't think the Giants are that good. But that's kind of where I look at tournaments.
Yeah. Well, obviously we'll dive more into this one whenever I do the later video later this
Mm-hmm.
week. All right, running back. There's a big running back pool I think for cash games this week. I think Um, Derrick Henry at the top is going to be owned. Great matchup against Houston. Everyone just played Josh Jacobs against Houston. Derrick Henry's kind of been back to his form after a rough start to the season. You know, he's top
Yeah,
four in weighted
the Texans
opportunity.
are averaging 33.4 DK points
Yeah,
versus running backs. It's not great.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad. So you have Derrick Henry at the top. You have Josh Jacobs again. Not as great of a matchup, but this role we've never seen Josh Jacobs get a workload like
Mm-hmm.
this. So it's not crazy that he is doing well. And then you have just a group of three really strong plays in that 6K tier. Tony Pollard, it already broke that Zeke is probably not playing this week. So you have Tony Pollard at 6,100. Chicago's run defense has not been good. I mean, we've been
Terrible.
targeting running backs against Chicago. Tony Pollard has juice. We've played Tony Pollard in the past when Zeke has been out. So you have him at 61. Kenneth Walker should be over 7K. I don't know why he's 6,500 again.
Dude, it's like, what are they just like
Yeah,
trying to like draw it out for
it's
like
bad.
suspense?
He
Yeah,
should be
it's yeah.
7,500, I think. Ramondre's at 64. Damian Pierce is at 63. Stacked out running back week. So I think you're picking 2 to 3 of those guys. You have Mostert at 59 as well against Detroit.
I was
Like
about to
just
say,
insane
yeah,
running back week, man. Who do you like early at running back?
yeah, definitely Pollard if Zeke's out. I think I agree with you on Kenneth Walker. I don't know why he's still that cheap, especially because like it wasn't like Lockett went up finally, not up. It's like that DK Metcalf is probably out. Like what? Like so stupid. But I like Kenneth Walker. I love Damian Pierce. I was pissed I didn't play him last week. It didn't kill me, but yeah, I don't know. It's really tough because I agree with you. There's like a loaded running back, but it's not like we have, like it's not like Pollard's filling in at 46. He's pretty expensive. Which, Ben, I will say, I'm interested in what Pollard's ownership ends up being in both cash and tournaments because it's not like he's cheap. Everyone knows, and everyone like every primetime slate, all we talk about is how much better he is than Zeke. But I'm interested to see if people like need the savings somewhere, or they'd rather just play Damian Pierce or Stevenson. Why is Dave Montgomery 6,300? He's so bad. I don't care what anyone says. He stinks.
I will say,
Khalil Herbert is like considerably better, I think.
I distinctly remember a slate. I want to say it was last year, but maybe it was 2 years ago. Which just shows you how long we've been doing this, because I can just like randomly remember this stuff. But I remember a slate where Zeke was out and Tony Pollard was not high owned, and I played him, and I don't think he smashed, but I think he was like very close. Like he should have smashed and didn't. But I don't know. I think Pollard's really good. Like just really, really good play at 6,100, especially in that matchup, man. So yeah.
The one guy I would shy away from is, everyone knows how bad he's been, but Najee Harris is really cheap. The volume is obviously there, and he's like involved in both aspects of the game. But I don't know. I mean, Jalen Warren's been coming more and more on, especially like in the 2-minute stuff and when they're trailing, which I think we expect them probably to be trailing. And Philly's weakest part of their D is the run game, but we have to also remember that the Pittsburgh offensive line is like comically bad. So I have him projected as pretty high because he's so cheap, but I would probably, Ben, not even in cash, probably have any interest in Najee.
Yeah, there's no way. No way I would play him. I will say we're getting robbed here that this Jacksonville game's in London, because could you imagine if we were adding ETN into this 6K tier of running back? I mean, it would be like just insane. But yeah, I'll be picking a couple of those guys for cash, I think.
One thing I wanted to note, Ben, by the way, is if we can, I think he got hurt, so we don't really know. A lot of people are clamoring on to Deonta Foreman, but I'm pretty sure Chuba Hubbard was actually the starter. Like he was actually starting.
Foreman ripped off that long run in the second half. That kind of helped him out.
Exactly. Right. I'm saying Chuba Hubbard was getting more of the touches and the snaps. I think people think that it's Foreman, but it's actually been Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah.
And that being said, I probably will play neither unless one of them's out, then maybe. But even then, it's pretty thin.
Yeah.
That team. I know what they did last week, but dude, let's not get carried away. That team is.
I think for tournaments, I'll probably just look at whichever guys in that 6K tier get squeezed and aren't going to be owned. I'll try and play those guys. And then Jonathan Taylor, I think, is very interesting because no one, I think, is going to play him. No one's going to play him over Henry. And then most people will be playing Ellinger in like a cash game or like single entry. So you're going to be able to get Jonathan Taylor at only 8K.
Jonathan Taylor, he like sucked last week, but he's still coming back. But he still had.
Dude, they could come out and just run the ball so much.
Exactly. Like he sucked last week, but I think he still had like 7 catches or something. Like it wasn't like he still was clearly just, they were like taking it easy on him. Yeah, he could be a slate breaker and not owned. Oh, Ben, the one guy we skipped over, I do have interest in cash, I will say, is Kamara.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to mention him as well.
Yeah, he keeps burning me, but I don't really care.
He's not going to be owned. I'm going to be way overweight on Kamara again. I mean, he just keeps,
especially because people are just going to play Jacobs. And dude, I mean, I think it's also easy to forget based on the Raiders are like not that good of a team, and their defense is not
okay. First of all, he's up to first on the slate in weighted opportunity at running backs.
Yeah,
Alvin Kamara.
You, dude. Yeah,
I've been way overweight in the last few weeks. I'm going to do it again, and we've seen this story before. We've seen this happen where he's just keeps being due for like touchdown regression, and then you remember that like a couple years ago it was like he's gonna get there, and then he hit on that like Christmas Day game and scored like 5 touchdowns in one game.
Yeah,
like he has that sort of upside.
I paid my dues. Yeah, I lost money for like weeks just for that moment.
Yeah, he has that kind of upside. Like he can have a 3 touchdown game randomly. So even though they bring Taysom Hill in and stuff. So yeah, I definitely want some Kamara in tournaments. All right, receiver. First of all, I want to shout out Sam's camera. If you guys watch these videos, this is the greatest camera I've ever seen Sam have. So like the video for that, subscribe to the channel. He just had to come on the cache process, and it fixed his camera automatically. So like the video for that. Receiver, there's a ton of good plays at the top, like running back. You have Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Hopkins, even Cooper Kupp's 9,600, but I don't see how Cooper Kupp gets crazy ownership because of these guys below him that are projecting similarly. I will say it's gonna be a high scoring slate. I think a lot of these guys are in really good spots. So kind of winning in that running back range, and then the receiver range obviously is gonna really affect your week. I do think DJ Moore at 53. So I played DJ Moore. If you guys saw this, I played DJ Moore in cash games last week. He was under like 8% owned on both sites, and now he's going to be one of the highest owned receivers on the slate. This happened earlier this season with me and Tyler Lockett. So
That was a goat call.
yeah, I don't know.
Call.
I'll consider him. I mean, the role is good right now because they just don't have anyone else really to throw to, you know? And I will say, part of the reason I was on DJ Moore last week, I didn't want to play DJ Moore at all on Saturday. I remember I feel bad. Somebody asked me about him in that Discord show I do on Saturday nights, and I was like, no. But then I ended up playing him. The Bucks had some defensive injuries, and I think that really opened some stuff up for him. I haven't checked this, but I know AJ Terrell left that game last week. So do you know if he's healthy? Like, did he come back in?
No, I don't think he came back in, but I think he's not. I don't think he has serious injury.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's like a.
So he's not like gonna miss this week. Okay. Well.
No, but either way,
Yeah, I'll consider DJ Moore, but we'll wait and see. Who do you think is gonna be chalky? I think like that whole tier. Jefferson, Tyreek, DeAndre, like those guys are gonna be owned. I think DJ Moore's gonna be owned. Chris Olave, if these Saints guys are out again, will definitely be owned.
I think people will keep going back to Drake London. I get it.
That's
I
just
get
a
the
pass.
talent. The
That's
talent
just
is
a
there.
pass.
It's just like
It's a
I mean,
pass.
dude, like I can't get past.
I can't do it.
What did you see? I saw that guy. Who does a really good utilization report on PFF. He was saying the Falcons last week were trailing by 7 or more on offense 100% of the snaps, and they threw the ball 13 times.
Yeah,
I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. And
it's insane. My high school that I went to runs the wing T, and that's like what they do. They just run the ball every single play. Crazy.
I think we were talking a little bit before. I think especially that stuff going on with like Corey Davis, I think Garrett Wilson, who was like flashed earlier, is 42, could get popular because people need the savings. I don't play receivers against Belichick, but that's just me. Or also, speaking of that, guys, same report. I was saying this pre-pod too. The Jets have 1 passing touchdown in the last 4 games.
Zach Wilson's just not good.
He's just
right
bad.
now. Maybe he can be good
some of his
one
throwaways
day, but
like hospital passes.
Yeah, if I was the Jets, I'm playing Flacco right now. For sure.
Cheaper guys, Ben. I mean, you could. I don't know. Depending on Waller. I mean, Hunter Renfrow last year. I know Devontae was in there. It was like in the 6K range. I feel like now he's under 5. So I have some interest in Hunter Renfrow, cheap at least. But I think my favorite cash play, just in general, is either Amon-Ra St. Brown after he got hurt and he's fine, or CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, I tweeted it like jokingly. DraftKings, where's my refund for Amon-Ra St. Brown? I mean, we want to give out refunds for all these guys getting hurt for these prop bets that you guys shell out. I mean, I had several $100s on Amon-Ra St. Brown, and it comes out he wasn't even hurt. This doctor just said he couldn't go in the game. So where's my refund? At DraftKings, I want my refund. Yeah, I pretty much agree. I think, dude, DJ Moore and Chris Olave over Drake London, like 100,000% for cash. Like, there's 0% chance I'm playing Drake London.
I mentioned to you before, Pod. I mean, it's easy to get caught up in Darnell Mooney's price, and you look at his like air yards and stuff. But like, we have to remember who's throwing the ball in that offense. I mean, the Bears just embarrassed my favorite team 2 nights ago, and like, I don't think did Darnell Mooney really even do anything. He had like what 50.
He had a couple. Yeah. I think he was there.
I'm just saying it wasn't like I'm saying I know it didn't go over. I know it didn't go over 100. I know it didn't score.
He did not.
So it's like, yeah. And then also, Ben. I mean,
Brandon Cooks at 5,900. Are we doing this?
I said it last week.
It just keeps creeping down. His price just keeps creeping down.
Why? The only reason he could be interesting is if Nico Collins misses. I guess it's kind of like a DJ Moore thing.
His price just keeps creeping down.
I mean, Ben, I don't care about a 1-game sample. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins. I don't see how that. I'm not.
Yeah,
saying
74 is too cheap. Why is he not 8K?
I'm not saying we're gonna get 14 targets and a 60% yard share every game, but
he might. Also, one thing I want to bring up: Jalen Waddle at 6,700. Tyreek's gonna be super chalky. People are obsessed with playing Tyreek Hill over Jalen Waddle in tournaments.
I agree.
Play Jalen Waddle in tournaments. At 6,700.
My biggest win of the season was having Waddle on that one. I guess they both went off, but I had Waddle at like 3%,
he was super low on that one game. So yeah, that's receiver, tight end. Oh boy. I mean, I like weeks like last week. Last week, I didn't even have to think about tight end because we had several under 3K options. So it was kind of like Sunday morning, I can just put one of those guys in my lineup. That's the kind of weeks I like. This week, you have Noah Fant at 28. I mean, he's going to project well. People might play him. I don't know. I want to save money. I don't want to play Tyler Higbee.
Dude, this
He's
Fant thing
dude,
pisses me off. I've played Fant as part of a stack, and
yeah.
it's not
I
really
don't
worked out, but his usage has gone up, and now he's going to be chalk, and I'm not.
I would rather play him than Higbee, I think though, because so first of all, it tilts me that the 1 week I play Tyler Higbee, he gets
Me
one
too.
catch for 6 yards,
Me too. Yep.
Super
No, I
annoying.
had that.
But
I traded for him in season long and lost because of it too.
yeah, that's like the whole thesis of why we spend down at tight end though, because you can spend 42 to 45, $4,600 on Tyler Higbee and he can get you one catch for 6 yards. You can also play Noah Fant
Yeah, gonna be
for under
honest.
3K and he can get you one catch for 6 yards. It's literally the same thing, but you're just saving $2,000 in salary.
Yeah, dude, there's not a single tight end here who's like matchup proof. I mean, like even Dallas Goddard is really good and a great offense. I mean, Dallas Goddard
Yeah.
could easily go like 3 for 32.
Yeah, Mark Andrews had not even a point last week.
Now that
That was
was
tilting
awesome.
also. I
Oh
had way
my
too much
god,
Mark
did I
Andrews.
lose my mind. Yeah.
It's a good thing I won
Um,
cash games. I would have lost full after last week if I didn't.
then I thought they may. I guess they have other guys. I thought they might be popular since they lost like their tight ends. That Chris. How do you pronounce that guy's name on the Giants? He's like their only tight
Oh
end
my,
left.
yeah. Well, they have Tanner Hudson. I like Tanner Hudson more because we've seen Tanner Hudson be good in like fantasy football, and I feel like Tanner Hudson is less likely to be like a blocking guy, and like he's gonna run routes because he was even running routes like a few weeks ago. He was running routes like even when Bellinger was in.
Yeah, the only thing about, I mean, one of them, whoever I have a better, idea on playing, I probably will play because, like I said, I play tight ends against Seattle every week because they can't cover the position. Them in Arizona, so I do like Irv Smith. He's 35, but whoever, yeah, I would honestly play Tanner Hudson in cash if I knew he was actually going to play.
Yeah, I like Tanner Hudson, and then I will mention Michael Thomas did not practice again today. So if we have the same situation with the Saints guys, Juwan Johnson at 32, coming off what, 2 touchdown game? I think he had.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Sure did.
So yeah, Juwan Johnson definitely interesting as well. Defense will
Yeah.
finish up. We don't really. I mean, I don't know about defense. We kind of just do whatever. I think.
I'll be honest. Even if I'm playing Ellinger, I'm still fine playing the Commanders defense.
Yeah, you can
They
do
actually have
that.
a good. They have
can
like
do
one of
that.
the higher adjusted sack rates, which is always what I value. And they like. I was reading a stat yesterday. I mean, they've gotten so much pressure, but haven't like gotten the sacks to go on with it, which normally regresses to the mean. So
Yeah.
the Commanders cheap, rookie quarterback. I don't know. It's a tough scene.
Yeah.
I also
mean,
like the
you have like.
49ers.
Yeah, I was gonna say both defenses in that game I think are interesting.
I think Patriots are still obviously for Zach Wilson. Anyone's alive.
Yeah.
Um,
Even Jets. I mean, depending who starts for.
Dude, to be honest,
New
like I
England.
actually don't. If you really want to get funky, I mean they're really bad, but like the Texans, I
Yeah.
mean Tennessee's looked like ass. They've been horrendous.
Yeah, but that about does it. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said at the start, like the video, especially for Sam's camera. Sam, thanks for hopping on here. I think this is your cash process debut, right? I don't think you've ever been on this show before.
Yeah, so if I win, I will not be coming back.
Yeah, well, we're gonna put the theory to the test now. We'll see if this good mojo rubs off on Sam. He will not be coming back. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later on this week for more videos, and good luck in week 8.